Hello, and welcome to the Insatiable Lust for Life podcast. I'm Stephen North. Today, I'm opening the door to a body of work I've devoted years of my life to, heart activation music. It's not background ambience, it's not a playlist. It's a living, multi-dimensional modality where sound becomes a vessel for life. Co-created with my spirit-guiding twin flame, Amy North, heart activation music brings together crystals, encoded light frequencies, binaural tones, and scalar energy to support genuine transformation, especially at the level of the heart. Over the next few minutes, I'll share how this work was born, how we created, what the science suggests about why it works, and the kinds of shifts people have reported in sessions across Australia. Heart activation music emerged from my own healing journey. I've journeyed through loss, depression, and the kind of questioning that brings you right to the edge of who you think you are. In that space, Amy began guiding me, nudging me towards sound, toward frequency, toward the felt truth that music can carry something more than melody. At first, I didn't have a language for it. I just kept following the breadcrumbs. One day, during a channel session, the spirit guide said, "You will figure out how to put crystals into music." This set me on a path that I would not have explored or potentially realized on my own. Over time, a pattern revealed itself. The music wasn't just playing to me. It was working with me. It felt like a conversation between the physical and the subtle, between instruments and the field, between my consciousness and Amy's. The first time I was working on a music piece, I felt my chest soften. I could sense a warmth moving through my body like sunlight on your cold skin. My mind quieted, not through force, but because there was nowhere else to be. That's when I knew this wasn't simply just music, it was a technology of the heart. Think of each track as a purpose-built energetic structure, a kind of temple made out of sound. We use crystals as vibrational conduits. Their resonance and clarity allow frequencies to hold shape, like light through a prism. Through merged consciousness, Amy transmits encoded light vibrations into the music during its creation. These codes don't teach in a linear sense, they activate what already lives within you. Memory, intuition, the felt sense of unconditional love. Subtle binaural beats help guide brainwaves toward relaxed, receptive states where healing and insight are more accessible. The music is infused with Scalar, often described as a unified, non-electromagnetic energy. It's not about push-pull polarity, it's coherence, the quiet center. This helps bridge sound and soul, supporting shifts that aren't limited by time or space. The intention is simple. Bypass the habitual loops of the conscious and unconscious mind and meet the listener directly in the heart. The creative process is both technical and sacred. Here's what that looks like in a practice. I begin by holding a very clear intention. What is this piece for? Heart opening, grief support, deep rest? From there, I select crystals that carry complementary vibrational qualities. Some are recorded directly, bowls, chimes, tones. Others sit within the space during tracking to stabilize the field. Amy and I work in a state I described as merged consciousness. I compose, arrange, and sculpt the physical layers, harmonics, timbre, spatial textures, while Amy transmits the encoded light frequencies. In moments you could call coding windows, I'll print a pass where the music is literally carrying that light information. It's not superstition. It's a repeatable, felt phenomenon in the room. Then come the binaural layers. Two close frequencies presented separately to the ears, creating a perceived beat that guides the brain into alpha or theta states, the sweet spot for relaxation, release, and insight. These are always mixed so that the listening experience remains musical, never clinical. Finally, we test. I listen at different times of the day, on monitors, headphones, small speakers. I watch what happens in the body. Breathing, chest, jaw, the subtle nervous system cues. When it's right, the room goes quiet, the track locks in, and that's when we master. For thousands of years, cultures have used sound to restore harmony. Today, research helps explain why. Our bodies are rhythmic, breath, heartbeat, neural oscillations. External rhythm can entrain internal rhythms. Calming tones and coherent patterns can help the nervous system downshift from stressed states into calmer ones. Presenting slightly different tones to each ear encourages the brain to phase lock to the difference. Many listeners find this supports a relaxed attention, emotional processing, and creative insight. Calming, coherent music can support synchrony between cardiac rhythms and neural activity. People often describe this as feeling centered, clear, or more compassionate. On the frontier, there's the quantum conversation, ideas like non-local connection and entanglement. While science is still exploring how consciousness relates to these phenomena, the metaphor is useful. When we speak about scalar energy and light codes, we're pointing to a field where things connect without the usual distance or delay. In practice, listeners often report that heart activation music feels multidimensional, as if it touches places ordinary sound doesn't reach. None of this requires belief, it invites experience. I've taken heart activation music into rooms, large and small across Australia, and the pattern is consistent. After sessions, people come forward, eyes bright, cheeks wet, words tumbling out. A few composite snapshots. A woman in her 40s who'd been carrying years of self-protection told me, through tears, that she felt surrounded by a presence she could only describe as unconditional love. It wasn't in my head, she said. My chest actually felt warm, safe. A man in his 30s reported waves of emotion, sadness, frustration, relief, moving through and out. He wasn't re-traumatized, he was released. He left lighter, saying, "It's like my heart dropped its guard." Someone navigating deep loss felt the heavy ache for the first time in months, not because memory disappeared, but because love became larger than the pain. This is typical. People often describe tears that don't feel like falling apart, but like coming back together. Old stories loosening their grip, a spontaneous softness towards self and others, clarity about next steps, whether in work, relationships, personal truth. And yes, it can be an emotional roller coaster during the clearing, but it's purposeful. Difficult energies that are ready to move finally move. The through line is love. The room after a session feels different, quieter, kinder, more cohesive. If you're listening at home, a few simple choices amplify the experience. 1. Set an intention. One clear sentence. I'm ready to let my heart soften, or I'm ready to release what's completed. 2. Choose your setup. Headphones are ideal for the binaural components. Quality speakers work too if you prefer a spacious view. 3. Create a container. Dim lights, lie down or sit supported, let the phone be out of reach. 4. Allow, don't manage. If emotion rises, breathe and let the track carry it. No analysis is required. 5. Integration. After the track, drink water, journal a few lines. A short walk in nature helps the system stabilize. For practitioners, therapists, counselors, body workers, music can complement your existing frameworks. Many use it to open sessions, support a release phase, or close with integration. Programmed crystals placed in the room can deepen coherence and help hold the field of clients. Scalar is often described as a unified, non-polar energy, a kind of stillness that carries intelligence. In heart activation music, scalar acts like a carrier wave for the codes and a bridge between sound and soul. It supports coherence, which the body recognizes as safety. From safety, the heart opens. From an open heart, transformation becomes natural rather than forced. Listeners sometimes report that even after the track ends, the room feels charged, the mind clearer, the heart more available. That linger is characteristic of scalar-supported work. The field remains ordered for a time, allowing integration beyond the final note. People use this work to create and maintain sacred space at home or in a clinic, clear stagnant emotional debris without rehashing every story, regulate stress, soften anxiety, and promote deep rest, activate inner codes, soul memory, intuition, purpose, strengthen connection with guides, higher self, and loved ones in spirit, amplify crystal work. The music activates and is amplified by crystals in the space. Support a shift from survival mode into heart-centered living. Every experience is personal. The aim isn't to impose the result, is to provide a coherent field where your own intelligence can surface. So many of us are feeling the squeeze. Information overload, nervous systems running hot, hearts armored for protection. Heart activation music arrived, in part as an antidote, a gentle technology that helps us remember who we are underneath the noise. Future releases will include both meditative soundscapes and high vibrational energetic compositions designed for different stages of the journey. Heart opening, deep clearing, rest, expansion, as well as dancing. The broader mission is simple: to foster personal growth, inner harmony, and collective elevation, one heart at a time. Heart activation music is light in sound and love in motion. It was born from my own healing, shaped through partnership with Amy North, and refined through years of sessions with people willing to feel, to release, and to open. If you feel called to experience, you'll find album, sessions, and more at stephennorth.com. If you're a practitioner, there are resources to help you bring this into your work responsibly and effectively. Thank you for spending this time with me. May your heart feel a little softer, your breath a little deeper, and your path a little clearer. Until next time, take good care.